Okay guys, something arrived in the mail today. What could it be? One-handed operation, it's always fun. Oh look, something from Chin Mounts. Another something thing from Chin Mounts. What? I need to look at that. Yeah, man. So I've been debating doing this for a long time, mainly because the helmet I bought was, well, quite frankly, the most expensive helmet I've ever bought in my life. This one right here, it was like $800. So naturally, I didn't want to stick anything to it. Like, I didn't want to do anything to it. Like, I don't even want to look at it wrong because, you know, that's a lot of money. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I haven't done this yet. But, you know, I'm thinking, you know what, today's the day. Let's do my attempt at a little motorcycle vlog. Why not? Y'all can go along for the ride with me and see how this stuff works out. My first time trying all this, so yeah, we'll talk about a little bit of things about the bike, and I want to talk about gear and stuff. And so, you know, see you in a second when we're all ready. Okay, first things first. I just want to point out that this video, the audio quality is complete and utter hot ass garbage. It's garbage. Don't watch this video. If you don't like clippy, distorted audio, don't watch this video. It sucks. You're gonna hate it. Again, this is your last warning. Don't watch this video. Now, if you continue to watch this video, just know that I wanted to put it out because, I don't know, I had all this footage and I wanted to do a moto vlog, which was pretty much a complete failure on the audio side. Now, this is several rounds of me trying to do a moto vlog, and I can't get the audio right. If anybody knows a good setup, settings, things to do using the Rode Wireless Go 2, which is what I've been using exclusively with the lab mics, and dead cat attachments and extra foam and everything. I literally put two of the foam pads on there and a dead cat on top of it and tucked it into the padding of my helmet, and I still, and dimmed it down 30 dB in the settings, and I still get really distorted, clippy audio. And I think it's because just the Rode Wireless Go 2s are very sensitive, so they don't like being very close proximity to your face while you're talking. So that's part of the problem. But then, you know, there's wind noise, and it's just hard to get things right. So that's why I haven't put this video out until now. And I wasn't going to do it at all because, you know, I'm kind of a firm believer in, if you're going to do it right, or don't do it at all, right? Well, I can't get the audio right, but I kind of wanted to put this one out anyway, just because so you can see what I'm dealing with. I'll put an example of, just so you know, this video was recorded at -12 dB. So it's even worse. But then I'll show the comparison to -12 and -30, and believe it or not, it's really not that big of a difference. So yeah. Well, here we are. Motorcycle Vlog 1, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully there's not too much wind noise. I suspect there will be. So this is just a test run. But yeah, here we are in beautiful Moses Lake, Washington.
And yeah, it's been a long time coming. Do a little ride along on the bike here. I tweaked my mirror coming out of the garage. It's one of the things that I don't like about bar end mirrors. Other than that, they're great. They don't vibrate at all. They let me see what I need to see. So yeah, I've been wanting to do this vlog for a while. Um, but it hasn't happened for a lot of reasons. I could go on and on and on, but you know, you get busy and when you get older, I tend to work all the time, and let's face it, this summer was hotter than the flames in hell, was it not? I used to squid around and not wear a lot of gear, but now I wear all the gear all the time. It's just kind of one of my rules, and um, as a result, it's pretty damn hot to ride with these record temperatures we've been having. Uh, it's calmed down quite a bit. It's mid-September now, mid to late September actually. And yeah, it's like perfect riding temperature now, but it's going to be a real short season, if you will, for me. As it's you know, winter's fast approaching. I mean, temperatures are really dropping. So I figured I'd get a ride in. I got to do an oil change. I finally got enough mileage to do that. I don't really want to talk about it as far as the miles go. It's kind of embarrassing. I bought this bike and well, I haven't really used it, you know, a little bit, just enough to really get somewhat break-in miles on it, I guess. I always wondered when I was younger, I'm like, why do people buy these motorcycles and they just sit and they end up selling them a few years later with only a couple hundred miles on them and whatnot, or even a couple thousand, right? Now I kind of get it. I'm like, you got to find time to ride. Not only that, it's a commitment. You know, you got to put on all the gear. You can't take a whole lot with you. I mean, and if you do, it's kind of cumbersome because it's usually, you know, if you're on a bike like this, it's probably a backpack. I'm kind of against putting like bags and stuff on a sport bike or a sport touring bike. Well, maybe sport tourer, but this is just not the type of bike to have bags hanging off of it. I just think that looks silly. Much like people putting those big cargo boxes on top of Lamborghinis and Audi R8s and stuff. And what's that all about, you know? Cyclists putting bike racks on top of their car? No thanks. I'm not a fan. You just ruined your beautiful $150,000 car, you know, with the stupid looking rack on the top of it. Get an SUV if you're going to do that. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I'm not a fan of bags on a bike like this. I don't think they belong. You know, as convenient as they may be, maybe a tank bag and a small one at that. But you know, there again, it takes away from some of the convenience factor. You know, if you want to bring some stuff along with you, you're kind of limited. You know. So there's that. Yeah. So, you know, and I'm a fair weather rider. I'll be the first to admit that. But yeah, man, it was a little too fair this summer, man. It was so damn hot. And I wasn't feeling it, you know, for a lot of days. And, well, now summer's over, basically. And here we are. But, yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about why I even got the bike. What my thinking was why this bike in particular. And I'll just start with it was time to get another bike. I had been bikeless for the better part of a decade, I think. I think my last bike I got rid of in 2012. That was an M109R. I loved that bike. But it was a heavy, oh man, it was a heavy bitch. 700-pound pig, man. More like a gorilla, though, actually. I like to think of it like a gorilla. It had that personality, you know. It was just big, and it was just a big brute of a bike. Anyway, we're not talking about that one. But anyway, yeah. So it's been like since 2012 since I had a bike, and I was like, you know what, I need to get another bike. I've been wanting one, and once you get that in your blood, it's hard to. It never goes away. You always want another bike, right? At least for me, that's how it is. Growing up, we always had motorcycles and stuff, and my grandpa kind of made sure of that, and so it left an impression on me, and here we are. But why did I get this one? Well, I mean, it was kind of priced right. I was looking for something new. I like buying my bikes new, and my cars. I'm kind of spoiled like that. But I also wanted something. I wanted something in right around the $9,000-$10,000 range, and something that was a good value. And initially, I was looking at a ZX6R, the 636. And the reason I didn't get that is because I'm 45 now, and I wanted to be a little bit more comfortable. And this is more of a sport upright, kind of riding position. So it's a lot more comfortable. You're not as hunched over. You're not as leaned over. And that was kind of the goal. I wanted to do some more long distance riding, but also, kind of something that had a sporting nature to it, sport touring kind of nature. And this kind of checked a lot of the boxes. Initially, I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of ugly, but it grew on me, especially this color, this pearl robotic white. Oh man, I kept thinking about it after I left the dealership. And yeah, like I said, when I first saw it, I was like, man, that is a butt ugly bike. I don't like it. It looks like a transformer or something. But the more I liked it, the more it was, the more I looked at it, and the more I thought about it, just the menacing kind of looks and the angles. It's very angular, very pointy kind of styling. It grew on me, and I was like, what am I looking at a Ninja for? I want to be comfortable, I could have got the Ninja. I was going to get it in the green, team green, just because if you're going to do it, just might as well be loud about it, The black looked really sharp too, but, it was a lot more money. It was at least a good $1,500 more, because they only had a brand new one. This one was a year old, new old stock. And so as a result, I got a good deal on it. And I couldn't argue with that. 900 cc's, you get way more torque than the 636, and about the same amount of horsepower. So, I mean, I kind of figured it was a no-brainer. It was more comfortable, more upright position. So, like I said, it checked a lot of the boxes. I really liked the color. And this damn thing, I swear, after I left the dealership, and at first I said it was ugly, it just haunted me, man. So I had to have it. So that's kind of why I got it. So what's it been like to live with? Not bad. I really can't complain. It's true what they say about this bike. It is really smooth, except for the twitchy throttle. The on-off, especially at low speeds, the throttle is literally an on-off switch. It's just one of the most difficult bikes to ride smoothly at a very low speed, in my humble opinion. I've owned a few bikes, and this one has been a bit challenging, and it kind of saps your confidence a little bit when you have a less than ideal throttle, I think a lot of that has to do with the tuning. So I really can't wait to get a tune on it and an exhaust. I don't think you guys can even hear the exhaust. It's awfully quiet. But yeah, the on-off throttle thing is probably my biggest gripe with this bike. I'll just start with that. What else? What else? Other than that, it's really smooth, just like they say. Very easy to maneuver. It never really feels heavy. Just maybe initially just getting it off the stand, but it's not. It's nothing really. I can almost flat foot this bike. I'm 5'10" on a good day, and I can almost flat foot it, which is really comfortable. The wind at speed out of the box without a windscreen is kind of annoying. It was a bit of a deal breaker for me as far as not a deal breaker. I mean, I still would have bought the bike probably, but riding at extended high freeway speeds, you get a lot of wind on your chest, and it's just I think the Puge, however you want to say it, windscreen I got for it is well worth the money. It moves it up more towards the top of your helmet if you're 5'10" like myself. And it's a much more comfortable riding experience now. I like that. I got rid of the bug antenna mirrors, and I got those bar end mirrors. These are Moto gadget mirrors. Like I said, they don't vibrate, and I get to see basically all the information I need to see. And I think they have a cool pointy shape that kind of matches the rest of the styling of the bike. So that's kind of why I got those. So I highly recommend those, other than bumping into everything. When you're trying to maneuver the bike around, they seem to smack everything. I guess, why not? Why wouldn't they? They're the widest part of the bike. But, yeah, it's a great little machine, real smooth. But yeah, would I recommend one? Sure. I would. It's a great machine. Kawasaki's always made a good product. I used to have a ZX-10R. Really loved that bike. It was an '04 back when they were just freaking animals. And they didn't have any rider assist. None of that. It was just you and the bike, man. And a powerful machine at that. That was a badass mofo. But that was an '04, I think I had, in that blue color. Oh. That was a good looking bike. If I find a picture, I'll flash one up on the screen for it. But yeah, Kawasaki makes a good product. Always have. Always like the Ninjas. So I've had Kawasaki's. I've had Suzuki's, Yamaha. The only one I really haven't had, and this is surprising because I am a Honda fanboy through and through. I've had plenty of Honda cars. I've never really owned a Honda motorcycle. I had a little three-wheeler back in the day, but yeah, I believe they are what people say they are for the most part. A Honda is like a really good. It's like a milkshake, It's like just awesome, It's like nothing, too exotic. It's vanilla, but who's going to complain about a vanilla milkshake? It's good, right? You're like, this is a pretty good milkshake. That's how I would view a Honda. I bet you they're smooth like that and just really, really a good machine, So maybe someday get like a CBR SP 1000 RRRRR, maybe one of those, the Pirate Edition. I don't know. I'm not rich though, so. But if I was, that'd be on my list. So I want to talk a little bit about gear and why I chose some of the gear that I did this time around. Because it's really important to me these days to do that. I figure it's pretty amazing that I made it this far. I'm 45 years old. When I was a young buck, I never pictured myself being this old, so it's kind of weird. But I really think gear is just a smart idea. Can you imagine just sliding along the pavement? Just even right now, doing 65 miles an hour, I'm like, come on, man, that's That would suck so bad. So, I was like, let's get some gear. I got 2 Alpine Star jackets. I got a summer jacket, and then I got this one, which is kind of a mixed weather jacket. It's got the liner that comes out, and you can unzip some of the vents and stuff. I think it's called the Airstream. I don't know. I forget the name of it, but I'll flash this up on the screen, and then I'll put a link in the description. I don't think they make it anymore either, but it was one of those things where I saw it online, and I'm like, man, that's the jacket. Like, when you know, you just know. So, had to have it. Ordered it from Amazon, got it in the wrong size, which incidentally, these are European size, and I don't remember what size I got, but when I get home, I'll figure that out and let you guys know. But just know that I know my neck is a size 19, like 19 and a half, so I got a big fat freaking head and a big fat freaking neck and everything else. I'm kind of a big husky guy, so I needed a big jacket, and I really found one in the country. I know that sounds dramatic, but Alpine Star actually has a tool where you can locate the product you're looking for in all of their dealers nationwide. And so it was a quick search, and I found this jacket in Georgia, of all places. And, what can I say? It was the one. I paid a lot of money for it. Too damn much. I think it was like 600 and some odd bucks. But I mean, if you have to put a price on your safety, what are you worth, right? So that's kind of how I looked at it, and I was like, it looked the best. I mean, it was kind of an emotional decision, and I was just like, I liked the way it looked. It matched the bike well. So, yeah, that was important to me, I guess. It's comfortable. I mean, a lot of these jackets, I think they just fit too damn tight, and they're just too comfortable, too uncomfortable. It's like putting a damn, I don't know, man, like a torture device on, And I get it, they're supposed to be tight. So, like, when you go down, or if you go down, hopefully you don't, they stay on your person and they protect you. I get it, But I don't like it so tight that I can't breathe, So I think a good happy medium is in order. And that's why I got this jacket in the size that I got it. And again, I'll let you know what size that is. All the specs, I'll flash that on the screen. But, yeah, that's why I got this jacket. I really like it. I got the matching gloves, too. These just happened to be at the dealer when I picked up the bike. So I bought those. These were $100. Not bad. Incidentally, just so you know, this is one of the more entertaining roads you can go down here in Moses Lake, and this is another reason why I haven't done a lot of moto vlogs, because I live in farmland, man. Most of the roads are just straight for miles. Like, there's no twisties. I mean, I don't know how entertaining of a video this would make, for not having any twisties. You're just the most entertaining part. Gosh, that I could think of, is just me rambling right now. So there's that. But there's some good scenery in this little area. I like this. A couple little twisties. This is right near the potholes. Basically, is the potholes park. So yeah, some cool scenery. The lake's really gone down quite a bit in level. You don't usually see all this land popping out. It's all covered up in the summertime, but just another reason why we know that winter is coming, and quickly. Oh, so back to gear. These gloves are pretty comfortable. I do got another pair, some black and white ones, Alpine Star again. Those were about $100 as well. I'll let you know which ones those are. And then I got my summer jacket, which I'm not wearing right now, also an Alpine Star. It's cool. It is sort of like a torture device. It fits very tightly. But, whatevs. It's very nice in the summertime because, once you get going, no matter how hot it is, it's pretty bearable. So, that's kind of why I got that one. I don't know what else there is to really say about it. It's just, I don't know. It feels kind of funny to put it on because it's like some exoskeleton kind of thing. feel like an alien or something putting it on. I'm sure I look a little funny. I don't know, but I had to have it, so I got that. Then I got these riding pants, which I think are a really good value. They were like $70 on Amazon. I don't remember the brand name. Again, I'm wearing them, so it's not really convenient for me to check and see what they are right this second. But I'll let you know again. And these are great. They got all the pads in the knees and the hips, and they're double lined and stuff. And that was important to me to just kind of have some all around protection. One thing I haven't got yet is boots. I'm wearing my Adidas Superstars, my shell tops right now, but that's all right, right? I mean, like, I'm mostly prepared. But yeah, that's kind of what I did for riding gear. And mostly the reasons why I haven't done a moto vlog. It's I haven't been riding it, and then two, you got some boring ass roads around here, somewhat. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to watch a video where a guy's just driving straight forever. That's like, what? And then, I guess, and lastly, I didn't even talk about my helmet, which is probably the most important part. Let's talk about that real quick. That's one of the reasons why I haven't done any moto vlogs, is because I needed some sort of chin mount, because I think ideally that's what you need for to do any kind of good-looking moto vlog, So I didn't want to stick anything to this helmet because it's god-awful expensive. It is the most expensive helmet I've ever bought in my life. It was $800 damn near. Was it worth it? I want to say yes, but here's why. So there are three types of head shape, I guess, and I didn't know this. I mean, but I guess it makes sense after researching it. Pretty much all my life and riding career, I've had a really hard time finding gear, especially helmets that I like, because I got a big freaking head. And come to find out, there's three different types of head. Basically, if you're a human being, that's the round oval, which is not very common. That's the intermediate oval, which is the most common. And then there's the long oval, which is yours truly, myself. I have a long oval head. I didn't know that until literally this year. I'm 45 years old. I know. Do some freaking research, Sean. Anyway, so as a result, if you have an intermediate oval head, like most of the population, I just want to say f*** you, real quick. I'm just kidding. I do want to say lucky you, because you're going to be spoiled for choice of what kind of helmet you want, because everybody and their mom makes a helmet for you.
Okay, here's where things go to hell. This is where my GoPro decided I don't want to work anymore. So I don't know if you've ever encountered this with GoPros, but they like to record the video and audio for a little while and then just, haphazardly just like to quit working on the video side, and then the audio continues to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay some older footage, believe it or not, from my first attempt at making a motovlog with the chest mount camera. So it's a little bit more boring and not as interesting as the chin mount, because basically you get one view. But at least you'll have a view while I'm still talking, and we can get the rest of whatever I have to say off my chest in this video. Literally, in this instance. What else to say? Oh, I might include the oil change at the end of this, which at least that audio won't be distorted, and you can kind of see that if you're interested in that. It's just an oil change, but it was so easy, it was almost fun on this bike. So everything's really accessible, I'll say that. And enough of me rambling, but enjoy the rest of the horrible audio quality on this video.
Your head is like God's gift to helmets. Like, good for you, bro. Good for you. But anyway, for us long ovals and us round ovals, I mean, there's really only a few options. This helmet happens to be the Arise Signet, and I believe it's size XL. You can get up to double XL, I believe, and initially I thought, oh man, I'm going to need a double XL. I'm glad I didn't get the double XL, because XL is perfect their sizing chart is really well, works really well. And just you got to measure your freaking head, you know. And what I used was one of those. My grandma has one of those. Had one of those tape measures that are, you know, it's like a little piece of ribbon tape measure that you use for sewing. That's what I used to measure my head and my neck and all that stuff, my body parts to get my gear. So I just measured my head and went by their chart, and it actually worked out really well because you want your helmet to fit pretty tight. And if it presses pretty tight on your cheeks, that's normal. That's what you want. It has to be pretty. You don't want it flying off your head, or you know. I bought a really cheap helmet off of Amazon. It was like a $90 helmet or something because I took a vacation in Vegas and just you know, have something so I could rent a bike down there. It's a long story. You can catch a glimpse on that on a previous video if you want. It's down in my videos buried somewhere. Anyway, that helmet fit me so loose that at speed the thing would press up against my face, like the front of the helmet. That was way too loose. That's not even really safe. I don't recommend getting anything like that. But anyway, back to this helmet. It fits really nice. It fits me better than any helmet has ever fit me. Like, it's like it was made for me. Like, so there's some truth to this science. You know, pay attention to what kind of head you have. Figure out what kind of head you have. Do some research. Figure out what kind of helmet's going to work the best for you. I highly recommend it. Spend some time. Spend some money because you're worth it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This helmet's great. There's so many benefits to it. It flows a lot of air, which is unfortunate because for the microphone, because you guys are probably getting a lot of wind noise, but it stays nice and cool with the vents open really well. The vents work really well. It has I forgot what they call it, some sort of screen that goes on the inside of the visor, so it's like a double, almost like a double glazed window, right? You know, you got 2 layers, and it's so it doesn't fog up. And you know what? It works 100%. It doesn't matter what temperature it's been while I've been riding. It works. I don't have problems with fogging up and stuff. I mean, it's amazing. The other thing that's cool is you don't actually have to get a tinted visor if you don't want to. You can just wear your sunglasses. I have the Oakley square wire, I believe, and they fit perfectly. While I'm wearing this helmet, it's not a problem at all, and it's zero issue to put them on and just ride. Like, they fit with this helmet and my fat head, so that's pretty amazing too. So it's, would I recommend it? Absolutely. This is a great helmet. It's, I think they're handmade in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the Arise Signet. If you have a long oval head, get one of these. Yeah, I haven't tried a Shoei, but that's another one on my list. You know, I think that's probably, they're the 2 top players if you want the Rolls Royce of helmets, you know. And it is super comfortable. It's just a little noisier than I thought it would be, what with all the vents and how well it flows air, but I mean, that's okay. If that's my only complaint, then you know what, I'll take it. It's not bad. It's not a bad deal. I still think it was worth the price of admission. So yeah, we talked about the bike. We talked about gear. We talked about me living in the middle of Farmville, as you can see all these apple orchards. Pretty sure Washington's the apple capital of the United States, probably the world. I'm not really sure, but I think we might be. Yeah, there's some apples here, son. Lots of them. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of the bike and what kind of gear you recommend and why, and what would be a good set of boots to get, because that's the next on my list. What kind of gear do you record with? I'm kind of interested to see that. I use GoPro just because I already had them, and I'm kind of invested in them at this point since I have so many of them. Otherwise, I'd probably jump ship real quick to something else if I didn't have so much money tied up in them. Because I'm not real impressed with their battery life and them swelling up and stuff. But yeah, GoPros are. I like my 360 though. My GoPro Max is pretty cool. I don't use it enough. But yeah, so yeah, check out this farmland, guys, and us going straight forever. It's kind of cool. I do need to, before my vacation's up, maybe I'll take you on a ride over the pass and do another moto vlog there. I mean, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments, what you'd like to see. Is there something in Washington State that I can tour through that you guys want to see? I mean, there's plenty to see in Washington. It's beautiful. So, yeah. It's getting kind of crowded, though. That's why I moved over here from Seattle area to kind of get out of the rat race a bit. I got a little sick of that. There's just too many people over there. It's beautiful, though. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. I think I'm gonna sign off right here. I think that's what I'm gonna do.